Trey Wingo just called ESPN Daily Talker Shedeur Sanders embarrassing.
You know, I all summer long I said I think Joe Flacco should be your starting quarterback, but if you start losing, then you have to turn things over to see what you have in Dylan Gabriel. And eventually, the toxic turning point of every sports conversation, Shedeur Sanders, because no matter what you say about Shedeur Sanders, someone's going to say you are bat bleep crazy for thinking that. So it is remarkable to me how much of a lightning rod this kid has become without ever taking a snap in the NFL.
Okay,
Now, the reason why Shedeur then became a lightning rod because of the NFL's collusion. Either you love them or you hate them. Everybody's so emotional, so now you got the emotional feelings involved along with the collusion, and everybody stayed on that third night of the NFL draft. The most views they ever done had for a third day just to see Shedeur Sanders where he was going to go. Now, you can't tell me that they not invested.
Become without ever taking as much of that. So it is remarkable to me how much of a lightning rod this kid has become without ever taking a snap in the NFL.
You become a lightning rod when you projected to be a first round pick, let alone the first overall pick, and then you fall to the fifth round. When Shedeur Sanders didn't get picked that first night, everybody was in awe. So you had to tune in the second night because you were like, clearly he going in the second round. But then he get the prank call from the Saints, and then Tyler Show get picked. Then you like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Then he don't get picked the second day. So now you got to come back on the third day just to see the hate or your favorite player, if you a troll or a hater, or see your favorite player get drafted. So where is Shedeur Sanders gonna go? Now the narratives had came out. Now all this other stuff had came out leading up into the draft. Now he falling. Oh my goodness, where's Shedeur going? It's all over the news. Mel Kiper did a crash out on national TV. That's why he is the news, because he's making everybody their money. Everybody want to know when he gonna play. Everybody want to know what he look like, what he gonna look like when he does play. Everybody seen that first preseason game. I was there. That's why he a lightning rod.
Trey Wingo, join us now on the hotline. So you mentioned Shedeur, and
I regret it already.
No. You know where this is going. So first of all, I do want to know, because I love the fact that you sometimes play almost media ombudsman with your old place. And what did you think when your old place was having daily debates about the fourth string quarterback of the Cleveland Browns?
It was embarrassing. They did it because they knew his name would resonate and his name would create some sort of rabid frothing at the mouth when it was based on nothing, when it was really based on nothing. There's nothing to suggest that A, he's going to be terrible, or B, he's going to be great. We don't have any data. So it's all just guesswork. It's all just opinions, and opinions are like noses and buttholes. Everybody has them.
It's not embarrassing, but I do agree with him that don't nobody really know what Shedeur gonna be. All we doing is speculating and have opinions, but we know what we seen in Colorado, and we know who his dad is, and we know what kind of work that he put in. That's why we so optimistic about Shedeur playing. And I'm telling you, man, we ready to see Shedeur. And like I told y'all before, Jimmy Haslam, a businessman, the owner for the Cleveland Browns. He know what he doing when he drafted Shedeur, when he was forced to draft Shedeur. He know what he was doing. I didn't want this dude. The NFL making me draft this dude, but I'm going to make all this money off this guy. So we going to bury him on the depth chart right now. And then all that speculation, all them jersey sales, we going to make money off it. And then we going to triple down on it. When we finally do put him in the game, we going to sell out the stadium. That's what you do. That's how they doing it. They using Shedeur. Come on now.
And Trey Wingo joining us on the show. So what do you think is the truth about Shedeur then?
I don't know, and anybody that says they know is lying. That's the bottom line.
Well, maybe they're just wrong. Could they just be wrong?
Yeah, well, right, but I mean, but if you, yes, they could be wrong. But if you say you know, based on what? What are you basing it on?
Gut feeling, to be honest with you. That's about as far as it is.
There it is. There is no empirical data to suggest that he's going to be great or that he's going to be terrible, right? Let's go, and people will say, well, he was the highest-rated college accuracy quarterback of all time. I went through the list. Do you want to go through the list
Yes.
of the most accurate college quarterbacks of all time?
Yeah, honestly, yes, please.
Okay, I got to find it, but it's for example, there's only of the top 20, there's only 2 guys that you would say, wow, for sure.
Are there like 2 Hawaiian quarterbacks on there?
Yeah, Colt Brennan, Colt Nose, Graham Harrell. I mean, there's a couple of guys I've never even heard of. Now, Joe Burrow is the 12th most accurate quarterback in college football history, and Baker Mayfield was the 15th. That's it. Out of the top 20, those are the only ones that were surefire successes or have been surefire successes in the NFL. Right. And, oh, by the way, Baker took a while to get there. And then people will also say, well, he won the John Unitas Award. Go look at the winners of the John Unitas Award. It's not exactly a list of Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Now, I want to be clear to people who are now driving into a bridge abutment by listening to me say this in Cleveland, okay? You need to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting he's going to be terrible. I'm suggesting I don't know. And anybody that says they know is wrong or is purposefully being misleading because there is no information to back up your point.
He basing it more off the college thing, saying that Shedeur ain't played in the NFL snap, so we don't know. But I know what I seen in the preseason, man. But I ain't like I understand what he's saying about you can't definitively say that Shedeur is gonna be a franchise quarterback. You can't really say Shedeur gonna be a good quarterback in the NFL. But I know what I know, and I know what I've seen. So you tell me why he ain't got an opportunity yet if you saying he ain't gonna be that good. Or you saying you don't know if he's going to be that good, but he still ain't got an opportunity yet. All I want to know is we could have got rid of this if he already done played. If he already done had the opportunity, we could have been made a decision. Is he going to be good or bad? Even though it would have been a small sample size. Because we already predicting that these first rounders, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bryce Young, we already predicting that they was going to be franchise quarterback, that they was going to be good in the NFL, but we still don't know. I've been saying this, man. This ain't the first time I done said this. I've been saying this. Now, you want to go up, and 2 of the biggest busts in the NFL history, they was number 1 overall pick, Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf. Everybody thought them was surefire franchise quarterbacks, but they not. That was the biggest bust in the NFL. So don't nobody really know who gonna pan out? Mel Kiper said it. The NFL been getting quarterback wrong for the last 50 years. So you telling me a confident guy that work hard, that know he can succeed in this league, that got the confidence to not back down from anybody, the toughness, give him a chance. Then we'll see. But for right now, I'm telling you, man, I'm being positive. I'm telling you, with an attitude like he doing, the way he walking, the way he blessing, the way he thanking God, the way God blessing him, the way God blessing everybody connected to him, everybody that like Shedeur, that watching Shedeur, that want to be a part of it, to be positive. But you ain't got no choice but to win.
Well, we've got some headlines from today already. Trey Wingo now.
He's not wrong. Okay, so it's real quick. It's Shedeur, Colt Brennan, Colt McCoy. He had a nice career. Kellen had a nice career as a backup. Kellen Moore, Graham Harrell, Grayson McCall, North Carolina State.
Sure.
Remember him?
Absolutely.
Will Rogers, Brandon Whedon, Case Keenum, Chase Holbrook. That's the top 10.
So you cannot look at me and say, well, he was the number 1 in this, and then say, well, that's why he's going to be successful. Because read those names again for everybody.
I can't just stop. and by the way, you might lose me for the rest because I'm reading all these names, and now it's just nostalgia all over the place.
It is.
I'm like, oh, man, Seth Doge. All the way down to Greg Ward. Oh, my gosh. Goodbye.
One of the greatest. So the only thing I'm trying to get across to people here is you cannot use that as a data point to ensure his success. Now, it doesn't mean he's not going to be successful. I need people to understand that. But when you say that and you say, the Unitas Award winner, it's not a surefire thing in any way, shape, or form. It's not. So nobody knows, okay? Nobody knows. There's no reason. There's nothing to suggest he's going to be great. There's nothing to suggest he's going to be terrible. We won't know until we play him, and then you got to figure it out. Now, why aren't they playing him? I believe, like is in most cases, when you draft someone higher, you give them more opportunities because you have more of an investment in that player. They have more of an investment in Dillon Gabriel because they took him in the 3rd round instead of the 5th round. Now it's up for a lot of people to decide when that investment they think should be banked and turned to something else, and I think it's fair to have that discussion. But that a guy, people like, I actually heard people say they're not being fair to Shedeur. Like, what are you talking about? What does fair have to do with anything? They made an investment in somebody else, right? They made, when Kirk Cousins was taken in the 4th round in 2012 and RG3 was taken 2nd overall, did Kirk get a lot of first team reps? Absolutely not, because they had an investment, bigger investment in the other player. Now, as it turns out, Kirk Cousins had a much better career than RG3. But that doesn't mean the then Redskins and now Commanders were wrong to invest all that time and effort in a guy that they had picked higher. It's the way it works. And the fact that people can't understand that is really beyond me.
First of all, that ain't the same context, RG3 and Kirk Cousins. Now, I understand that Dillon Gabriel got drafted in the 3rd round. Shedeur got drafted in the 5th round. But Shedeur projected a 1st rounder. Did nobody have Dillon Gabriel in front of Shedeur? Didn't nobody have Kirk Cousins in front of RG3? RG3 was top 2. He could have been the 1st overall pick. Shedeur was projected 1st round. Of course, they drafted Dillon Gabriel before Shedeur. And of course, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, they got to prove themselves right by drafting a projected 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounder in the 3rd round. They got to make sure that they give him every opportunity to prove themselves right by drafting him. But that doesn't mean that you sacrifice losing or the team or your veterans, in this case, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, dudes that's in their prime. You don't sacrifice years and losses just because you trying to make yourself look good and you want to make yourself right. Play the right dude, play the right quarterback, win some games, and then you go back and evaluate. Well, he ain't been playing good in the last 4 games, about to be 5. So I guess we need to move to the 5th round that we drafted. So why you draft 2 quarterbacks then? Let me ask that question. If you had that much confidence in Dillon Gabriel, why you draft Shedeur in the 5th round? Why you draft 2 quarterbacks in the draft? Because I tell you why, because you were forced to draft Shedeur. And I'm telling you, man, y'all done looked up, found your franchise quarterback in the 5th round, and all this. Come on, I'm done.
My savages! Moneymane in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak NCC flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know. Moneymane! You already know.